Okay, we're gonna put a new box in here and fix this up so it's nice and properly installed. So we're gonna take our cover off. Oh, I love you, puss. Meow. I love kitties. I just love kitties. Meow, meow, meow. I love you. Meow, meow. I love cats. I love cats. I love cats. I love cats. Meow, 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 meow. I love cats. I love cats. We're going to see how they hooked all this up. Meow, meow, I love you. I'm not going to hurt you, puss. You're such a sweet kitty. You used the wrong color wire for the ground. Now I love you, kitty. I love cats. I love cats. And look at all the bare wire they left behind the push-ins here. And they left quite a bit of bare wire behind here too. I'm not going to say who did this sloppy wiring, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's not done right. Yeah. Okay, they did another backstab here, and they left a lot of bare wire behind here. As you can see, they got the insulation under the switch there. Puss, 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 I love you. Puss. I will put this wire off since we're... And I can show you up close how the wire is not around the screw properly. They got the insulation pinched. Here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bare or the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live on a 110, 120 volt switch loop or on a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. And here they used a red wire for the ground. wires out so you can see where they. On this BX cable, they left the sharp edges where they could cut into the wires. No bushings used. You're supposed to put plastic bushings in when you use MC cable. So this is our live wire. It's the one going to the light. As you can see, they used a red for the ground, and that's not up to code, and that's not the way to do it. Daniel, I love you. So we have some box holders to hold our box in the wall here. So that side seems to be held okay, so we'll put one on this side. We'll go up. Down. We'll push our box in, bend this over. Now our box is in the wall the way it should be. Dump all my tools out. I don't have to paw through everything. Yeah, I love you, puss. Oh, shoot. We have a very lovable kitty here, too. Meow. Meow. Let's take this sheetrock screw out that's not going into anything. Get it out of here. So put our base plate on here. So we're not going to be able to go that way, so we're going to have to go down and put one. So we're going to use plastic boxes and we'll put one piece of wire mold to go down to our box down here. And we'll put it right here. Good, I did into something nice and solid here. Down here nice and straight. And we'll get another one down here. Just around the way here so you guys can see. Meow meow, I love you, horse. You're such a sweet kitty. We're going to have a box right here. So we'll take our cutters here. We'll open up our notches. Shave this down a little bit so we get a nice flush snap onto our box. And just goes on like this. Here it snap. And now we'll put our other piece going over to our other box over here. We'll get it right up. Gotta not break off a couple of little pieces there that set it right in here like this, get it nice and straight. Okay, so we're going to put it on like this. So I'm going to put this one here like this. Okay, so we'll get our wires ready to go down into our other boxes here. So we can come down here. So we'll cut this about right here. Yum, 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 yum. I love kitties. I love kitties. Just look at this one ready to go over here. Yum, yum, I love you, boss. I love you. I love catch. So we open this one up. How is it nobody? Push this and do like this. We'll just let it snap in there. Shave that up a little bit more. Do it down all the way. Okay, it's not going down all the way, so you have to unsnap it out here. There it goes. How'd you make out? Okay. There it is. It's snapped in all the way. And back up. So the other box wouldn't fit here, so I had to go one here and one here.
That's cool. That's fine. I like that. All right. Looks legit. I guess because it is legit.
Good. Okay. Throw these in here. So now we just start wiring your devices up. Okay, now I'm going to bring my camera back this way. So we'll open up the screws we're going to be using. So we're going to use this one. Of course, we're going to use our ground screw. Make sure it's nice and tight. Your copper's under the screw head all the way around. We'll do our white. We'll make a score here. Score here. Open over. So, do you know how to play the Gambler song for my 52 birthday?
I might be able to do that one. No,
Make sure it's tight. And we can slide this insulation back up a little bit here. Let's put our 14 hole. We'll just pull it back a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we'll get our, flip it around, we'll get our ground wire down here on the bottom. We'll come up here. Okay, so we got a little extra copper here, but we can let's do the same thing we did on the other one. We can move it back. Now we're using wire. There we go. We got it back where we want it. Yeah, why don't you push? So now we push this into our box. And we'll just tighten this up by hand. So we don't strip our holes out. So this is our USB outlet. Here in the country I was born in, our outlets are polarized. Your black wire goes on the brass colored screw, which is the narrow slot. Your white goes on the silver colored screw, the wide slot, and the bare of the green goes on the screen screw.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was hoping you'd put them that way.
Oh, good.
I normally like them the other way, but for that one I want them that way.
Oh, okay, good.
I know there's really not a real standard, but people have different standards for whether it's upside down or right side up.
Yeah. There we go. Make sure our copper's under that pressure plate. And we'll get our white over here under our silver colored terminal. Make sure we're under the pressure plate all the way. Our copper comes up to the top and our insulation is not pinched. There we go, that's what we want. Now we'll bring it over this way. Now we're going to keep this ground wire down at the bottom here. Okay, so that's too long, so we're going to cut some wire off of that. You can put 2 wires in, you got 2 slots. Okay, so we'll fold our wires back in, and we'll put our ground wire down here at the bottom. By hand so we don't strip our holes out. So we got our first box done. Now we'll get going on our second box here. Okay, so we'll Close the screws you're not using here. I'm helping a landlord that has a very good reputation around town, and I enjoy doing electrical work and making some videos to help out. Here we go. I'll bring that in a little bit there. Here we go. We got a nice solid connection here. Our copper's under the screw head. So it's going to be hard to figure out something for my 53rd birthday. There we go. We got a nice connection. There we go. We got our ground together. Now I can put this into our box. These wires back this way some. Keep our ground down in the bottom. So here's our USB receptacle we're putting in. Okay, again we'll put our black on the brass side. Put our ground under the ground terminal here. Make sure it goes up to the top. Where'd you buy your first one that you had here? Did you get it at Lowe's?
Yeah.
And we'll put our white on the silver colored screw here. Make sure we don't get our insulation pinched under the terminal there. Make sure we're under the pressure plate all the way. Our insulation up close there. There we go, that's what we want. Bring it over. Get our black one. As you can see, you can put 2 wires in if you have to. Go to the other outlet. There we go, that's what we want. And now we can push this into our box, keeping our ground wire down away from everything. Okay, now we're ready to wire our box where this is the one that goes up to the light. So we'll get all these together here. Have you ever filmed a whole video thinking the camera was recording, it was paused the whole entire time?
I think that happened once.
Wasn't that a joy to watch that video?
That's, I think, why I always double check as soon as I push that button. Make sure you see that light counter.
Because my first time I had a camera, I thought when I saw the red dot it was recording.
Right, when it needs to be red dot and something else.
Did you see any of the fireworks yesterday, the private ones?
I just was playing those fireworks from our show.
This one will go to our switch. Yeah, I love you, puss. cut them so they're all even with the shortest one here.
I can hear that picture.
So push our grounds all back out of the way here. See how they did putting this wire together. Not too good. See how that's all uneven there? So we can get all our whites together here. Get the insulation even at the bottom here. And we'll cut them so even with the shortest one. One, two, three, four. They're all even. Got a wire nut on here. These wires weren't very even either, so we'll just untwist all this mess here. That's one that goes to our light. Let's move our switch. I get a better, nice, even twist when I'm doing all fresh twists from the beginning when I put them in. Working with twisted wires that I started before, it's not as perfect. open this, make sure they're all even here. I see one down lower, so I gotta go a little lower here. Our wire not on. Put our wires back into our box. No, I love puss. He's a very nice kitty. And I love kitties. Okay, so we're gonna have to open 2 openings here. So we'll cut here. There you go. And we're gonna do this one down here. So just clean this end off so that it snaps down properly. Snap it on here like that. And now we can hook our switch up. So, here in the country I was born in, up is on, down is off for your single pole switches. If you put it in upside down, it will say no, and that'll let you know it's upside down. There's our ground wire. I'll flip it around. Okay, I'm going to strip this just a bit longer. black. Now it doesn't matter which two screws you use because it's a single pole switch. This wire's kind of short. So when you fold your wires into the box, you want to make sure you keep your ground wire away from your terminals. Center too, so it looks nice. We'll push our ground wire over this way a little so it's away from everything, and we'll stick our switch cover on here. Make sure our screws aren't hitting anything. Make sure it's on all the way. Push it. Make sure it's in all the way. Now we get my phone out. Taking the flashlight here. It's not there, so might be my pocket. Yep. I'm gonna just make sure that flashlight. There it is. I'm just going to make sure screws aren't hitting any wires. Okay, so we're good. Put it on here like this. I got it. The joy of looking for screws. We're not going to get frustrated. We'll just get more if we have to. Okay, do you want to, okay, I'm going to bring the camera back here. Alrighty, so take a look at it and tell me what you think.
Electrical boxes and stuff. Beautiful job, Dave. Nicely done. I love our mishmash of colors.
Alrighty.
Alright, good stuff. That looks good.
Alright.
Much better than what was there before. That was my work before. This is much better.
Okay, so peace. Thanks for watching.
Brought to you by the kitty.
Yes.